Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. If you haven't read the title of today's video, today we'll be comparing different Roblox tank games, taking a look at them, rating them from God tier all the way down to Detroit. Anyway, I have done this video in the past, but I just didn't like it. Now looking back on it, I was younger and I didn't know how things worked, so I'm rebooting this video. And now that you're caught up with everything, let's just move on. Okay guys, we have our little fake tier list here, and we'll be ranking through all these games. So our first game is Tank Warfare. Well, let's just hop into it. Tank Warfare, pretty interesting game. First glance at it, you think it'd be more simulator or at least realistic per se, but it's pretty much the arcadiest game on this list, besides maybe like Tiny Tanks. There is no armor system besides like weak spots, I per se, but like that's it. Can't block shots. Panzer III could kill you even if you're Abrams. You can customize your tank switch. You can customize it a little bit. You can like do weird effects on it and stuff. Paint jobs, decals. I believe decals. I don't know. Pretty interesting. The leveling up system's a bit boring, I'm not gonna lie. It takes forever to level up, which is the way you unlock tanks. Plus silver. It's really grindy, which is weird, but you could just pay to win, which there is pay to win options, but it's not that pay to win. The game is sort of dead. It's definitely nowhere as near as popular as it used to be. It's not really my type of game, I'm gonna be honest. And I find the gameplay can be fun, it's just not the most fun at times, and it's just point and click. Literally, that's what it is. There is a ton of game modes, but they are just the same, and plus people vote for the same game modes a lot. Okay, now that we're done with that, Tank Warfare, mid tier. It's a good game. I just don't like it that much, and no hate to the devs or anything. Next game, tank or Curse Tank Simulator. Now, I already talked about this game before. I'm pretty sure you guys already played it, so I'm gonna focus more on the impact it has had and its community. Out of all the games, in my opinion, this game has the best community on a bunch of platforms too, like Roblox, YouTube, and Discord. While it's definitely not perfect, it's the best you're gonna get from online DGen. Now, for the impact on Roblox, I would say it's probably the most creative and fun. While not a new idea, it does it the best so far. Now, it's not perfect, and still being sorta new, it still has a bunch of bugs. And while I was just praising its community, it can still be whack from time to time. Now, if you haven't played it, I really recommend you try it out. The gameplay and graphics are pretty good, with there being tons of parts and customization, and the grind isn't that bad, being pretty easy, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, I think I've said enough, and let's just get to rating it. I would say tanmk has earned itself a pretty nice spot on Yes Sir. It's pretty close to God tier, I would say, but you know, with its bugs and quirks, it's just not there yet, in my opinion. And yeah, with that, let's get on to rating Steel Titans. Steel Titans is probably the best and most realistic looking game on this list. The graphics are just stunning and definitely had a huge impact for Roblox games in general, with even the creator of Jailbreak mentioning it. And the gameplay itself is pretty smooth and fun, with a very simple but nice looking display. Now currently, there's only 3 nations, with 2 of them being free. Even with that though, there's still a lot of different options to play. The game is basically War Thunder but Roblox, with even the damage systems being similar. But the game also has a health bar for some reason, which I don't really get. Also, the other thing I think they are missing from the game is how much ammo you can load and changing the ammo racks, unlike some other games which already have that system implemented. The other maps are also pretty stunning, with each looking just as good as the next. While the community is not as big as Tank in terms of other platforms, it's still pretty big and very nice from what I've seen so far. Anyway, I think you should definitely go ahead and check it out. Okay, Steel Titans, I think everyone agrees with me when I say it deserves a spot in Yes Sir. You know, again, not God tier because me personally, well, it's a fun game. I just don't play that much anymore. And honestly, at that point, I just play War Thunder instead. No hate. Anyway, it really is a good game. And I think if it continues the way it's going, it can definitely reach God tier. Anyway, next game is Tiny Tanks. Tiny Tanks, is a very unique game. If you ever played Wii Tanks or Tank Trouble, this is that game but multiplayer, where you play against other players. It's actually pretty fun and surprisingly the oldest game on this list, being made in 2015. And unlike other old tank games, this one is very active and still has around 200 players, and it's still being updated a lot. The game, while pretty simple, is very fun and relaxing to play in my opinion. And I believe there's a second one being made. And while the selection of tanks is low, you can upgrade them, and the grind is pretty easy. The maps are also pretty fun to look at, and the game mode spice stuff up a little bit. You also have different abilities with each class, which also make the game funner. Anyway, I think I said enough. Let's just get to rating it. Anyway, I think Tiny Tanks is... Hear me out. God tier. Okay? Now, the reason for this is because it's an old game, but it's so simple and fun to play. There's like no bugs. I can't really name anything wrong with it. Like, why wouldn't it go in God tier? It's like the perfect game. So many people are gonna get mad. Anyway, next game is multi-tanker or multi-tank combat. I don't even know. If you know, you know. War tanks. I don't feel like editing this one because no one knows what it is. It's just Roblox warships, but tanks. It's completely dead. No updates. There used to be like one server up with people. That was fun while it lasted, but it's dead now. So there it goes. Last but not least, we have tankery. Tankery, the game everyone has played, loved, and hate. Despite it basically being the first actual good tank game, everyone seems to hate it and now pretend it was never good. While yes, the game is very buggy, outdated, and dead now, still surprised as players in a small community, you must admit that then it was the only real option you had besides the actual tank game, like World of Tanks and War Thunder. Any Roblox tank game community you always go to, Tankery is always brought up at least a couple of times, and currently it still has the biggest selection of different tanks, so hate it all you will, you can't lie and say this didn't leave a big impact. And if it wasn't for the broken spaghetti go and bugs, this would be put in God tier simply for its legacy. Sadly though, I can't give it that since gameplay wise, it's a mess now. So yeah, there's nowhere else to really put it besides yes sir, because of its impact. And, well, yeah, I'm tired now, so see ya. No matter what I do, all I think about is you.